4th, Bryan City Council meeting. The first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of April 20th.
So moved. Judy?
I'll second.
Judy?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
John?
Yes. The second item on the agenda is hearing of public concerns. Do we have anybody on phone call? Do you know of, Mary?
There is not a call right now.
Okay. Well, if somebody calls in, we can get them in, we can get them interjected.
Okay.
Agenda item 3 is an ordinance about 15-day sick leave donation. Lori, if you could read.
Ordinance number 17, 2020. An ordinance to allow for a 15-day sick leave donation during the city's state of emergency or otherwise due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which will not affect further sick leave donation under Section 312 of the City of Bryan Employee Handbook, effective March 10th, 2020 through September 10th, 2020, and declaring an emergency.
Yes, Council, this ordinance is in conjunction with a joint committee meeting we had with the Wage Committee for the City Council and for the HR Committee for BPA. And the request is we have some employees that were recently employed before this pandemic hit. As you probably have, I think I addressed this early on in March, but we had to split some shifts and separate people just because of the 14-day quarantine piece. So people were using sick personal vacation time during this time, and we had some employees that just had not had the ability to accumulate any. Some have gotten donated time, and some have not yet, but we anticipate they may need to. And so what we're asking of council, and then I think there'll be a resolution for tomorrow for BPA, is that during the 6-month period of March 10th, which is when Jim Watkins came and met with us about COVID-19, to September 10th, that if anyone gets that 15-day donation, which is in our handbook, that one-time requirement gets waived, so that this doesn't harm them if they're a 20-year employee, run into an issue 20 years from now and need another donation. And ask questions, because I'm not sure if that made sense for... Does anyone have questions?
Yes. Now, agenda item 4, resolution authorizing the police chief of the City of Bryan to apply for grants associated with COVID-19 for the City of Bryan as needed. Lori?
Resolution number 19, 2020. A resolution authorizing the police chief of the City of Bryan to apply for grants associated with COVID-19 for the City of Bryan as needed.
I'll make a motion to suspend. Jim?
I'll second. Judy?
Jim?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
John?
Yes. Or a motion to approve?
So moved. Rick?
It's Mary. I'll second.
Rick?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
John?
Yes. Agenda item 5, very similar, only for the chief of fire chief. You could read, Lori.
Resolution number 20, 2020. A resolution authorizing the fire chief of the City of Bryan to apply for and manage grants associated with COVID-19 for the City of Bryan as needed.
I'll move to suspend. Judy?
I'll second. Jim?
Judy?
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
John.
Yes. Need a motion to approve?
Move to
I'll motion
approve,
to
Rick.
approve. I'll second. This is Mary.
Rick,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
John.
Yes. Item 6 is an employment status change request for the police department.
You ready for me?
You betcha.
Okay. Good evening. The first one I'm the next three, so I'll be on. The first one is for Patrolman Beardsley. He's completed his 5 years with the police department. That was effective April 7th, but due to the contract being signed back and forth, we're just now getting it onto this one, but he has completed his 5 years, and I wish to take him up to the contractual 5-year step for the contract.
Are we going to take these individually?
It's up to you how you want to do it, sir.
They should.
Yeah, for
No matter to
contract.
you, Mayor?
Lori said that you should, since it's for the contract. Should take
Okay.
individually.
So we need a motion to approve. Mr. Beardsley?
This is Mary. I'll motion to approve. This is Judy. I'll second.
Mary,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
John.
Yes. Second one, Chief?
All right, the second one's for our newest officer, Richard Rowe. Effective May 13th, 2020, he will have his 1-year probation in accordance with contract with City of Patrolman and OPBA. He will go to the 1-year rate for the City of Bryan.
I'll move that we approve.
I'll second Jim.
Rick,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
John.
Yes. Last one, Chief?
And the last one is for Sergeant Jeremy Viers. Effective May 5th, 2020, he will successfully completed his 6 months of probation as a sergeant and needs to be taken off probationary period.
Motion to approve. This is Mary.
I'll second Jim.
Mary,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Thank you.
If we could, if there's any city employees that have any comments that they'd like to make, we'll go around the room here before we go into executive session.
President Betts is a chap up in the police department. I just want you guys to know that the City of Bryan Police Department is back to work. We're going back to doing our normal operations. So with the lessening or the easing of restrictions, people are out and about, and the officers are back to doing what their normal jobs are. So I just want everybody to be aware of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief, could you go
Tyson?
into, if you,
Oh.
can you go in for the council members and just kind of explain the gear that you secured for them to wear so that they know?
When you get stopped, it's best practice to have, for the officers, the best practice is to have a pair of goggles on, which we've secured regular goggles, the glass stop goggles, and we've secured face masks for them. We've secured the N95 mask for them to wear. They also have gloves. We have enough of all of them. I'm going to start a rotation. The N95 mask, I'm working with OSP. We are going to start a rotation and taking those masks down to Columbus to get cleaned by Patel, because that is a FDA approved cleaner. So we will be taking down to Columbus to get them clean. and they're just going to use universal caution. They're going to try and maintain their distance. They are going to wash their hands, clean their hands, change their gloves, do everything they need to do, but we are returning back to our full job. People are out and about, people are doing things. Not saying people are doing bad things, but we're going to continue to do our jobs that we're supposed to do. So that's what we're planning on doing, but we do have plenty of the mask. I think I've got the cycle set. We should be okay with the mask. But we'll go from there. It's we're the second city around us. Napoleon, which is the same size of us, started the week before. We're starting up in this county. We started Friday, so we're gonna see. But we're back to doing our jobs.
So each officer will wear the mask for one full day, and then that will be given to the Ohio State Patrol to be sent to Columbus?
That's the hope. But if they get something on it, if they get it dirty,
Yeah.
they get it wet, that kind of, for lack of better terms, kills it for that day. They have to get a new one. So they may send 2 down a day instead of 1.
That's
But that is the goal, to have at least 1 per day on the officer, and that's best practice, that they use a mask.
And then I would like to take the time to thank Mr. Hoopy and 4 County. When we were trying to secure the proper gear, at one point, we thought we could find an FDA-approved print for a mask, and we couldn't, but Mr. Hoopy and 4 County were really willing to help us if we could get that FDA design, and unfortunately it wasn't there. But I do want to note that Chief and I were very happy that they were willing to partner with us had we been able to secure that. So thank you.
Anytime we can help.
And I appreciate that, because I've made a lot of calls to find these masks and everything for the city, and everybody's been willing to help. So anybody that I've called, sorry I called and bugged you, but we was trying to secure stuff for the city.
Are these goggles or shields?
I've got both. The Ohio Chiefs Police Association sent me some shields I had to put in for, and that's kind of covered in this blanket thing. They said they had a company out of Southern Ohio worked with them, and they made the shields down in Southern Ohio, and they sent it to us. So I've got both. I've got glasses and shields.
Good.
I believe Tyson was next.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Hear me okay?
Go ahead, sure.
Okay, just a couple announcements. The first one is we are starting the all trash pickup tomorrow, the first Tuesday, and we'll follow the normal schedule from here on out unless we get shut down again. We know there's a lot of trash out there, and we probably might not get it all picked up on Tuesday, but if we don't get it picked up Tuesday, we'll be back Wednesday to get it. So when people get home tomorrow night and there's still trash out there, it's because we didn't make it there yet. We'll come back and get it. I ask that the citizens put their trash in bags or boxes. Just don't dump your waste basket out in the middle of your yard and expect us to pick it up piece by piece. Because we have face shields and we have gloves and we have respirators, but we don't want to handle it. We want to handle it as least amount as we can. So that's that on trash. And with that, the recycling, we are still taking to the landfill. Everything that we pick up on the street is going straight to the landfill. Because there's actually 2 reasons. One reason, 2 of many reasons. The first one is we don't feel it's safe yet to pick through everybody's garbage to sort out recyclables. I know there's a lot of people that wash their cans and wash their milk jugs, and their recycling tubs are filled with only recyclables, but there's a lot of people that use that recycled tub as a trash can. So for those guys to go pick it up off the street, take it back to the recycling center and sort through it piece by piece and handle it at least 3 times, I don't think now is worth the risk to their health and well-being. And the second reason is We don't have the inmates right now, or the trustees from the jail, obviously, because the jail is closed. We have 2 guys from recycling working at the cemetery, because we haven't hired the summer help yet. And then 2 other guys from recycling at Parks and Rec. So there's only 2 guys in the recycling every day. We can't pick it up yet. Does any of that make sense?
Yeah, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Is the cemetery, looks like there's a lot more stakes. Are you getting ready to like put the markers in as to where, is that what that is? There's a bunch of stakes out there.
Yes, we dug part of the road in last fall and are waiting on a drill bit to drill the 3-inch holes in the ground to put the markers in. So once those are in, we can open that next section. And then as time allows, hopefully later this summer, we can put the rest of the road in to the south.
Looks good so far, I think.
That's all I have.
Thanks, Tyson.
Jim?
Sure. I just like to thank the city administrators and the city employees for the work they're doing. The city looks great, the parks look great, and I know people are enjoying it. I'd like to congratulate Mr. Beardsley, Mr. Rowe, Mr. Viers, and thank them for the continued service. And best of luck. Everybody, please stay safe and social distance. Thank you.
Rick?
I really don't have anything additional to add. I just want to echo Mr. Kozenpleck's sentiments, and everybody stay safe.
Ms. Yaris?
Just congratulations to the police officers. Good luck to our chief of police and our fire chief on getting those new grants. I hope they come through okay. I also want to congratulate our supervisors, the city workers, from the mayor on down. I think Bryan has done a wonderful, wonderful job with handling this pandemic. I am just so proud of my town right now. So everybody stay safe and make smart decisions.
Ms. Leatherman?
Excuse me, I will echo the other 3, but I'm also going to say, again, to keep smiling. Even though you have face masks, you can see your eyes smile. So just try to smile at people and keep everyone positive and think positive thoughts. We're going to get through this. It's going to take a while, but just smile and keep thinking positive thoughts. If you're not feeling positive, count to 10 to make yourself feel positive. And that's it, John.
Thank you. Lori?
Well, I would like to thank everybody who filed their income tax in on the previous income tax date of April 15th. I'd like to remind anybody who hasn't yet filed that you have until July 15th, and we're anxiously looking for it. I can honestly say that things have worked out better than I thought they might as far as utilities has gone. BMU took a pretty aggressive approach as far as not doing disconnects, and I think that's helped a lot of people out. I would encourage those who have not been able to pay, though, due to the economic condition, if they need to seek out any organizations or agencies, to please do so. Get in line for the assistance as early as you can, because at some point they're going to have to turn it back on again, and when we do that, it's going to be a mad scramble. So it would be best if people could try to keep up on those utilities all the way along. Thank you.
Rhonda?
Nothing for regular session, thank you.
Mayor?
Yes, first of all, Mary, that was a really nice article that Max wrote about your smile and your comment. I just want to add to that, everyone is edgy, and we need to really be reminding each other and ourselves to be kind. We've taken some pretty harsh phone calls here at the city. I understand everyone's stressed, and then that also then bleeds to the way that we sometimes respond. So all around the board, we all need to be very conscious of that and to just try to be a little kinder, because quite frankly, we are all in a really strange time, And we just have to band together with that. So, thank you.
I just like to add a couple of things, some a little more global than others perhaps, but I would like to say personally that I think the governor and his staff are doing an outstanding job in terms of balancing opening and safety issues. I know that's controversial for some. I think that's fine, but I do believe that when you are responsible, which I have had that honor, and you're the administrator in charge of the whole, not a part, that it's a different responsibility, and that balance weighs heavy on one's mind. And I think the governor in his office is doing a very good job of balancing safety with the economy and opening things up. That's a personal opinion. I'd also like to thank all city workers that have done an outstanding job. In my mind, I am in awe of what they do, period. And the stretching that you just heard from Tyson, how we are stretched and still continue to have our services provided. I also like to congratulate the Board of Elections on something that was extremely difficult to put together in an extremely condensed time frame. And as that continues to evolve, I still think they've done an excellent job with that. The other two things that I'd like to recognize, one is tomorrow, Cinco De Mayo. It's a good time to reflect on that and celebrate that, and also something that was in my wheelhouse. In May 4th, 1970, I was a senior at Bryan High and had a number of friends that were at Kent State, and had made phone calls to them and them to me. It was a very difficult time, and I think we all need to kind of reflect on that and commemorate those people who were both killed and who were injured, and remember that we are and definitely are the home of freedom of speech and freedom of assembly, and appreciate that as a reminder at this time. Other than that, I would like to move to go into executive session to discuss compensation of personnel and acquisition of property, as well as an appointment of personnel and pending litigation.
And so what we'll do, council, is if we can recess and you guys can log out of this, and if you give me about a minute and a half, we can re-log into the second link I sent you for executive session. So you'll have to close out of this. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.